All right, everyone. Merry Christmas. Hope everyone's having a good break right now. So I want to run through what our next programming cycle is going to look like. So starting January 5th, we're going to do an 8-week training cycle that is going to be based on an A-B cycle. So we haven't done this for a while, but what it looks like is through the 8 weeks, week 1, week 3, week 5, week 7 are all going to be the same lifts. Week 2, 4, 6, 8 are all going to be different lifts. So each week is going to be alternating the strength work you're doing, but it's going to have a similar focus in terms of body parts. So we'll run down on what it's going to look like. So Mondays, week A, we're going to be snatching. It's going to be full snatches, just working on some heavier lifting there. And then on the B week, we're going to be doing some assistance work for snatches. So balances, pulls, work in that area. On Tuesdays, week A is going to be strict press and pull-ups. Week B is going to be gorilla rows and handstand push-ups. So the pull-up and handstand push-up work, we're going to be incorporating a little bit of strength, a little bit of skill, progression in terms of our, higher level gymnastic skills and progressions through pulling and pressing work there. On Wednesdays, week A is going to be kettlebell front squats and kettlebell RDLs. So a little bit higher volume assistance work. And on B week is going to be back squat. So we're going to be looking at heavy lifting there on the lower rep ranges. Thursdays, A week is going to be strongman work. So we'll be seeing yoke, sleds, sandbags, things like that. B week is going to be more about aerobic work. So that longer duration, looking into kind of 30 minutes plus of breathing work and moving work there. Fridays on A week are going to be power cleans. And B week is going to be push jerks. So that's going to be kind of lower rep ranges, more towards the heavier work. And you can expect to see, we won't be hitting complexes, but we will be hitting some touch and go reps within that. So that's kind of what the layout is going to look like. So if you come in week 1, we're going to be starting on the A week 2 will be B, and then we go back to A. All right, and what we should see from this essentially is you get to do a little bit more variation across the cycle. So I know sometimes 6 weeks, by the time you get to week 5 and 6, those same lifts can be a little bit repetitive, and there is good reason for it. The way we're building strength, that you need to do that kind of consistency and volume over time. But by doing it this way, we're just gonna do something a little different for you guys. We'll get to do a little bit more variation on your lifting, on your movements, and hopefully we'll still see the same kind of improvements we're looking for on the strength work. So if you haven't been into the gym this week, we are doing some testing from the previous cycle. So this week we were testing on our overhead squats, on our deadlifts. Next week we will be testing out on our snatches, on strict press and power clean. So if you're able to make it in next week, you'll be testing those things out. If you're traveling, but you're able to get to a gym, I'd recommend still testing those out because that's going to help you through this cycle to know what kind of percentages you should be working from and give you a good benchmark to then retest at the end of the 8 weeks. So that's what we have coming up. Look forward to seeing the progress you guys make.